Hi guys, Neil here with FaceliftInteriors. Welcome back to our channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to do an upholstered cushion. And when I say upholstered cushion I mean it's a bit of wood with foam and then fabric on top, obviously Dacron as well. This particular upholstered cushion was for a swing in a customer's house, but you can apply this to anything, whether you're doing bench seating, whether you're doing large cushions, if you're just doing upholstered panels and you want to do a board around it. This is the way to do it. So the upholstery side of this is relatively simple, but because it's such a large cushion, you have to allow for stretch in the fabric. This is something I'm going to show you in the video. You have to test your fabric, see how much it's going to stretch over that amount of space. Also the pattern matching as well. There's a zigzag in this and it was really tough to get the pattern match right, but it would have looked awful without it pattern matching. So I've had to pattern match it all the way around. So we also in this video give you tips on pattern matching, what we do to try and keep the pattern in line. So like always, if you like upholstery tips and tricks, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can learn something new every week and be a great success. So without further ado, this is how you make an upholstered cushion. Action. So this is a upholstered cushion. This is going to be an upholstered cushion. So this is a bit of 18mm ply. The reason I got ply or MDF is because it's nice and straight and it's going into a swing. So it needs to drop in nicely. So I've got this cut to size. So I believe this is 174 by 73. I've already ordered my foam to size. What I will probably do is lay the foam down first and then lay the wood on top, then glue it down because I want the foam to just slightly stick out 1/4 inch all the way round. Then I'll show you how we cut the fabric and how we sew it up. So let's just take a quick measurement. That is 73, so it's 28 3/4. So I wanted to cut it 29 3/4 by 69 1/2. Measure twice, cut once. All right. Here's our foam. What I'm going to do is lay it on. So the way I've measured this, when I ordered the foam should sit about 1/4 inch over all the way round, which is pretty bang on up this end. So let's drop it down. Right, so what I've had to do, guys, is lift all the Dacron up that's stuck down, and basically I've got to re-stick it. This is probably going to be a good time to show everyone as well how I like to do them. I know everyone does cushions differently, but I'll show you the way I like to do them. So taking our scissors, we're just going to go around and just run our scissors right along the edge. And I'll be cutting nice and flush. Now that is all cut off, we're going to glue all the edges down. Exactly how I wanted them first time. So now that our glue has probably dried, we are sticking our edge down to the foam. Not rolling over like it did before. So this is our fabric. So I'm going to have to try and follow this pattern with the sewing. Lovely. So I've already got my sizes that I'm going to cut it to. So it was 69 1/2, which is here. Well, I've got a line I can follow here. By 29 3/4. So what I will do is I will mark that with a chalk and a straight edge. Right, so that is our top cut. What I'm going to do is cut this selvage off. You always got to get rid of your selvage. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my borders, then I'm going to pin them on. So as I sew them, they stay exactly where I want them to, because I want the lines to match up. That's very important to me, you know? So what I've done is I've measured from here to where I want my selvage to be. So from this mark here, it's 1 3/4 inches. So that is my cutting line. So it's always good to try and follow your patterns, follow your lines, especially with a pattern like this. So from there I need to go 5.5 inches. So that is, I'm going to mark top, because that is going to be the top that sews on to this side. I'm going to cut it extra long. The difficulty with a pattern like this is you line that up like that, which looks perfect, but as soon as you sew 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch there, that won't line up anymore. This is my main pattern here. I can see that, right? You can see that, right? Right. So that is the easiest thing to follow, the middle of the arrow. Then I want to be 1/2 inch away. So if I'm 1/2 inch away to the middle of the arrow, 2 1/4. So from the middle of this arrow, 2 1/4 this way. That is where my cutting line is. What I'm probably going to do here, guys, is I'm going to sew 2 sides on first, make sure they're perfect, then I'll sew the ends on, because to try and keep that pattern in line perfectly, it's going to be quite a job, but I think we can do a great job. So I'm following the line all the way up, concentrating, making sure you don't shift when you cut. And then 5.5 inches is this line here. So what I'm just doing is using my stapler. So I don't want this to move at all when I'm sewing it together. I want it to stay exactly how it is. Right, so what I'm just doing here, guys, is I'm just literally getting my fabric, seeing how much it's going to stretch, and that is going to stretch quite considerably. So we're going to cut 1/2 inch off each end, sew it up and see how we go. We might end up doing more than that later, because although you want to cut it to the size, to the right size of the wood, if a fabric's going to stretch, then this isn't going to fit properly. So we're cutting 1/2 inch off each end, which equals 1 inch in total. Another tip, choose a cotton that matches your fabric close. I'm going to go with the grey, dark grey. So here what I'm doing is dropping all 4 corners down one by one, making sure my selvages are all the right way, making sure it's on the corner. So what I'm doing here is making sure my selvage is the right way, and then making sure the seam is on the corner of the cushion. Then I'm going to tack it off and work my way all the way down to the corner. What I'm doing here is using my hand to get the fabric to where I need it. Now getting to the corner, making sure the selvage is all the same way, and stapling off. Now I'm onto the long side bit, where I'm using my hand to rub the fabric round, making sure it sits on part of the border of the cushion, and using my eye to roughly get it in the same place. Right, so as you know, we've been doing this, and I have a technique, something I thought about while I was actually doing a skirt on a sofa. I thought about, how do I keep it straight? How do I know? I mean, to me it looks okay, it's not perfect, very hard to get perfect. So I came up with this idea. So by using my laser beam, I can see that I'm miles out here, and because I know that is flat, it's on a snooker table, well, work table, so I can follow that line now. What I'm going to do is a release from about here, and another thing I did with this, I used 6mm staples, and I think it's pretty obvious why, because by using 6mm staples I can take them out really easily. So now we're just putting the bottoming fabric on to tidy it up. We've previously uploaded a video on how to do bottoms. We'll leave it in the link above. So here we are, the finished product, all pattern matched up. The pattern follows all the way down. And here is the finished product in the customer's swing. Really pleased. Thanks for watching, guys.